Lack of motivation. We all go through it sometimes. There are days we wake up and we forget the lines to our own story. And it happens to the best of us. Because life can be difficult and there's ways that you can get lost because of distractions, because of desires that you have in the world, and FOMO. So the way to get around that is you need to get out of that lazy zone, that lost mindset. The best way is to get outside and get your brain moving. Remind yourself of all the work that you've done in yourself with who you are, what you want, and how you plan to go about executing on your goals. So you need to do really deep work on this, because the times that you forget, you're going to go inside yourself and pull up that emotion, that feeling, so you remember exactly what it is that you're going to set out to do. Now that's not enough. The next thing you have to do is get outside, because when you're inside, especially in bed, all warm and comfortable with the sheets over yourself, or maybe cuddling up next to your girlfriend, it's going to be very hard to get motivated and to get the wheels moving. So what you're going to do is you get outside and start doing the things that you have already written down, the things that you have committed to yourself that you're going to do in order to have the life that you want. Write this down somewhere, perhaps in your phone, in the notes section. So every time you forget, you pull out exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish and what your mindset is toward achieving success. Then when you go outside and you start doing these tasks, then the wheel get greased. You're gonna get warmed up and you're gonna go into the motion of things. And as you're moving, things are not gonna be smooth, especially when you're starting at a standstill, a point where you feel lost, perhaps unmotivated, tired. Of course, the most important thing you have to do is to get rest, because when you don't have enough sleep, it's going to be very hard to get moving. So whatever you do, try to get some rest. That's going to solve a lot of your problems. The second thing that I do is have a nice cup of coffee. Smells good, tastes good, and it's going to wake you right up. Vietnamese coffee is fantastic for that. The third thing you're going to do is get out and get some sunshine, get moving a little bit, do some push-up and start walking. This is going to get your mind moving and in motion for you to start working. And this is going to change your mindset a lot. And once your mind starts shifting towards producing instead of being lazy and being comfortable, then it gets significantly easier to do what you're going to do. For example, in terms of speaking, if I'm going to start this video, the way that I'm going to speak is going to be a little bit slow. It's not going to be very coherent compared to the parts in the middle or near the end. Actually, the middle is called the peak, and this is where you perform the best. You start slow, you go to the peak, and you're going to be in the flow state, and you can do everything perfectly well. You're going to know what exactly you're going to do, how to do it, and how to do it in the most effective way possible. And in another video, I have explained the 4 ways of doing something, so go watch that if you guys don't understand. So it goes into how you can execute something very effectively. So this is called the peak or the flow state. And then you go into the trough, which is you fall down, you get tired, you've been talking too much, working too much, your body needs some rest, it needs some food, some drinks. So you should stop right there, get some rest and come back to work instead of keep trying, because you're gonna go nowhere with that, or at least somewhere very slowly, or you're prone to making mistakes, which is gonna kill your progress. So when you start going outside and you start doing things, let's just say you did all this. You pause this video, you go outside, now you're feeling a little motivated after my talk, and you decide to do something towards your goal today. And you come back to this video and you hit at the 4-minute mark and you say, Darren, I did everything that you told me to do, yet it still doesn't work. I'm still lazy, I'm unmotivated, and I'm not effective in what I'm doing. So the first thing is, you probably haven't done this enough. If you do this over and over again, the 10th, the 50th time, it's going to get very easy. When you get unmotivated, you roll out of bed, you go outside, and it's going to be second nature to you. But this is the first time or second time you're doing this, then of course it's going to be very difficult because you're not trained. You don't have the experience. You have nothing to draw on. The more you do it, the better you become at it, and the easier it is to pull on that emotion, that feeling inside your body to do it again. Because now it's not just something you wear on yourself. It's not like a shirt or a badge or a logo. It is a part of you. It's in your DNA, in your blood, it's in your body. And then it's easier to recreate these experiences, the more that you do them. So let's say today you go outside, you tried it and you fail. It's okay. It happens. Even to the best of us, it happens. So what you do is you go back home, you take a rest, and you call it a day. And tomorrow, you try the exact same thing again, except you take the experiences and the lessons that you did yesterday, and you apply and try to learn it and do better today. And the wheel get greased more and more. And then it start spinning, it start moving, and it's becoming a lot more effective and efficient in whatever it is that you're trying to do. And again, everything will start with your mind. You have to work on your mindset first before you do anything. You have to know what exactly it is that you're trying to do. What is it that you're going after? Then you can do it more effectively. Otherwise, you're just a balloon flying in the wind. You know how a little baby play balloon and then they let it go and the helium balloon just goes in the air and get blown all over the place? You don't want to be that. You want to be a controlled balloon, just like a hot air balloon, a blimp, where people can actually fly it around. And in order to do that, you need to know exactly what it is that you want. It's kind of like you want a Beamer. You go outside, you start noticing all the Beamer. You notice a Beamer shop. You go in, you talk to them. What's the price? What's the performance? You see a Beamer driver. He's the owner of the car. You go up, you ask him, how's your experience driving this? How long have you been driving this? Have you drove other cars? Now compare them. Should I buy one or not? So your mind is geared into exactly what it is you want. Then you find the right information, and your mind basically, it isolates these things that you want and it goes for it. It notices and it goes for it. So that's the first thing you need to do, is know what you want. And then your mindset, you have to work on the mindset of getting it. If you know that you want a Beamer, but you see a Beamer owner, you see a store and you're too shy or you're too weak to go inside and ask and find out the right information of how to get a Beamer, you're never gonna get it, or you won't find any new information. So you need to work on a mindset of a go-getter, a predator. You have to see the prey, thing that you want, and you have to jump at it right away. You're not gonna sit there shyly on the sideline and thinking, oh man, that's not for me, or overthinking how you're gonna get it. You know, a lot of people start out, they don't know exactly how they're gonna get what they want. They're like you too, but the thing is, they have the mindset. They are go-getter, they're assertive, they're confident, and sometimes even if they're not confident, they act it. Okay? They basically fake it till they make it, and that sometimes is something you have to do. You're not confident? Just work up the courage and go do it. That is confidence in itself. When you're not confident, but you work up the courage and you do it anyways. That is, in a way, confidence. And then, finally, you make it. Because you do it so often that now you know how to be really confident. You did it even though you're scared, and you notice nothing happened to you. You're still alive. No one hates you. No one attacked you. You're still here. In fact, you feel great because you did something and you learned something. And then that translates to you taking more action. So that's why that phrase works. Fake it till you make it. Because sometimes when you don't have courage, you just have to fake courage and do it. You don't have confidence, you have to fake confidence and do it. And eventually, you're gonna make it. The worst thing you can do to yourself is not take any action. Okay? In the 4 steps of doing anything, the first one is the probability of not succeeding at all. Basically, you have 0 chance of succeeding, and that is not doing anything. Okay? Or you can go out there and you can half-ass something and say, you know what? Just because Darren says I'm gonna do it anyway, but I know it's not gonna work. So that's low probability of success. You go out there, you do something just to prove someone wrong. You're not doing it to win, you're doing it to lose. You say, you know what? Watch, I'm gonna talk to this girl. You go in, you have a poor posture, you have poor voice control, you don't notice the person's energy, you don't look for eye contact, and then you fail. You say, guess what? I did it, I failed. Okay, big whoop. Let's go home, play video game, and watch TV. So you don't want to fall into this state. You want to do everything optimally, as much as you can. You don't have to succeed right away, but at least you put yourself in a position where it's greatest chance to succeed. Alright guys, so if you feel unmotivated, again, I'm going to recap. You got to get out of bed right now. Stop the video, go outside, and actually try. Okay? Work on yourself, understand what it is that you're going for, and go do it. Do it with the best intention to win. And then if you don't, you learn from it. You go out, you study some more people. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to other people that have content similar to this that's going to push and propel you towards success. People who have experience doing it, being out there, not just sitting inside their room. People actually that are deep thinker, that thinks of these strategies and apply it and then test it, trial and error, and give you the best practices of how to succeed. And then eventually, if you keep doing it over and over again, you will succeed. Okay, know what you're doing and be proud of yourself, you know. Don't be embarrassed or timid of anything. Be proud of who you are and what you do. And that's going to give you the confidence and the strength to go through all the hardships.